Hi, my name is TF Spirit, and I, like everyone else in the world, have been playing a lot of Helldivers 2. I'm not going to treat you like a child and explain what Helldivers is, you know what it is. Hell, you're probably watching this video while waiting in queue to play more Helldivers. I've been doing my part in spreading managed democracy across the galaxy, squashing bugs and dismantling robots. As I was standing on my starship, the USS Leviathan of War, looking down on the surface of a planet and commemorating the brave Helldivers who died in the struggle for Malevelon Creek, I had a weird thought. You know what this game about a galactic war, robot and bug extermination, and thinly veiled imperialism reminds me of? The Blackout Club. You know, the stealth game about a group of teenagers fighting back against gods? I know you're giving me weird looks, let me explain. The Blackout Club is a stealth co-op horror game created by Question, the studio that created the Magic Circle and the soon-to-be-released South Park Snow Day. The game entered early access on October 30th, 2018, and fully released on July 30th, 2019. The game is about a group of teenagers fighting back against a god that controls their town in their sleep. The teens need to sneak around town, completing missions and avoiding detection. The teens have to face several unique enemies such as sleepers, who can't see but have amazing hearing, lucids who can see and hear, stalkers who are player-controlled enemies that invade games to record the sins, several environmental hazards like speed traps and acoustic mines, and the infamous Shape, a monster you can only see by closing your eyes. It sits in the top 5 of my favorite games of all time. The game wasn't a critical darling, but the community that was built around it is incredibly close. So I bet you're wondering, why am I talking about some random indie game about stealth in a video where I'm talking about Helldivers? Are they nothing alike? You, my friend, would be completely correct. On the surface, these games are nothing alike, but dig a little deeper, and you can see what both these games share: story and community. Both Helldivers and TBC do something very unique with their stories. They both have community-driven, live stories. In the Blackout Club, story updates weren't just dropped in new missions or some random cutscenes. The voices, aka gods, would talk to players through interactions, and these interactions would drop critical story updates and clues. You could send direct messages to the voices via Lights of Rebellion, and sometimes they'd respond.
Speak as one, SAO, more like shart-ass Ooga. Got him!
This made the world feel alive, as you weren't just a bystander in a story, you were in it. Every interaction, every light sent, and every clip uploaded built upon the story, growing into a massive story of backstabbings, redemptions, new allies and foes, and so much more. Similarly, in Helldivers 2, you're fighting from planet to planet, and you can see the effort that everyone is making. You feel like the community has earned every inch of ground, every completed mission helping further a larger goal. The best example of this group effort is in full display is Malevelon Creek, a hell planet that many brave Helldivers died trying to protect. That damn creek will be the horror story that vets tell cadets to keep them up at night. And that's amazing. This one planet that in reality is just a different landscape to scrap bots on feels like a blood-soaked war zone due to this style of storytelling. Another example is the war itself, where due to our actions or inactions, we gain and lose ground. This makes every planet captured and lost feel personal, keeping people engaged and willing to draw right back in. Now sure, both game stories are obviously in the control of the devs. A voice wasn't just going to die if devs didn't decide to it, I think we're all aware of Joel and his tomfoolery. But large strokes of these stories are told and controlled by the community. And speaking of community, both Helldivers and TBC have amazing communities that keep the story moving. TBC's story wouldn't have worked at all without community involvement, and Helldivers wouldn't feel so grand without community involvement. The amazing people who tell their stories, update each other on important events, make art, take rigorous notes and create wikis, and so much more, make these games the incredible experiences that they are. These communities are incredibly wholesome too. I have never had a bad experience in TBC for the 2 years I was active in the community, and I haven't met a toxic diver yet. The communities made these games incredible. There's just one downside. Since these are live stories, once they're told you can't go back. There's no way to experience that first assault of Malevelon Creek if you weren't there. There's no way to talk to the voices if you weren't there. You have to experience these stories to fully understand what makes them so great. So what are you waiting for? Go out there, spread some democracy, and make history, Helldiver. While TBC's story is over, if you want to have some idea of what happened, then I highly recommend the Redacre Neighborhood Watch. They talked about the events as they happened, and it was run by some pretty amazing people. I'll leave a link to their Twitch and YouTube in the description. If you're curious though, pick up TBC with some friends. It's still a fun game, even if the story's already been told. While you're down there, give my friend Furry Firefox Flame a follow on Instagram, as they made the amazing thumbnail. Now if you need me, I'm going to do my part for Super Earth. Thanks for watching, leave a like, drop a comment. If you have anything to add, subscribe, stay safe, and have a good night.